Thank you so much for participating
Yes.
In our talk show. It's an honor to have you. Again, we are still at Kwetu Kwanza, the IGC event at MoTIV, and
Yes.
you work for MoTIV.
Yes.
But you are going to explain us what you do exactly for MoTIV.
Yes.
And because you work for MoTIV, but you're also a fashion designer, so explain us maybe that double role you have.
Yes. Basically, what I do at MoTIV, I lead the fabric department. Within that department, basically, we have three pillars. So that is the factory production. So in factory production, we manage standard range items, but also we also work to help fashion designers scale their businesses. So in that way, for me as a fashion designer, that was very, very important to me to have that here, because very many fashion designers tend to do their clothes even from abroad, but even you'll find like they do not even have the opportunity to be able to scale their businesses. So that was very important to me. And right now we have over 15 designers that we have worked with to help them to scale their businesses. So at the end of it all, we take that headache off of them. And then also on the other side, we have an academy where we do upskilling of people who want to join the fashion industry, but also who want to master their craft. So we even have accelerator programs and also business development programs for designers. And then also we have a maker space where we're able to offer you tools to create. So if you're a fashion designer, but you do not have a machine, we're able to give you that space and the machine for you to start your business and even continue to work on your products at a very small fee. Yeah. I think you had asked about, that is now, as a fashion designer, I also have my personal brand that I've been working on. Right now I'm on a restructuring and rebranding, but it has been ongoing, and I think during COVID, that's when it kind of came out, because we're making masks, basically things to do with civic change. How do fashion designers get involved with social changes and all that. So as a fashion designer, I've been a fashion designer for over 10 years here. I studied from Makere here, industrial and fine art. I majored in fashion and accessory design. And then I worked a bit here. Later on, went to Italy to do international fashion design. And then again, still been working. And then, yeah, here we are.
Okay, great. Thanks for the comprehensive introduction.
Yeah.
So, the event here at Kwetu Kwanza is mainly directed towards sustainable fashion.
Yes.
So, can you tell us a bit about that when it comes to your practice of your art? How do you deal with that aspect of sustainability? Do you consider it when you're trying to produce? How is it for you? And if there are challenges that come with it, can you talk about them?
Yeah. So unfortunately, fashion is the second biggest polluter in the world. That's the truth. What we do here at MoTIV, we don't throw scraps away. If you see in the Kwetu Kwanza exhibition, they've somehow been incorporated into the whole exhibition. There's one of the designers who actually also used them to create his garments. I think Samvra, he went and did a tie and dye, and it has made beautiful pieces. So for us, it's also very important, because we are aware at the reason why it is important for us not to contribute to that in the environment. But I think one of the challenges that we have faced is where to take the fabrics after. If you compare with the countries like if I'm to give Italy, given an example, given that I've lived there, we have different factories and which are able to come and to work with people who have scrap material and be able to transform them into new materials by breaking them down into the thread and then later on new fabrics. So that is something that that is not here, and that is something that we struggle with, because now you're stuck. And then so right now we end up either giving it to people who are doing like furniture to put in their furniture, people who are doing household items like pillows. Some people will use them with bean bags for that. But other than that, of course, there's a very, very huge problem, because you have so much, and then at the end of it all, like, what can we do with it? So I think it's very important for events like Kwetu Kwanza, for the Fashion Revolution team to bring awareness to sustainability. What does it, what the things that we do, the actions that we do, what are the consequences and how they affect us in the long run. because you may not see it now because you just throw away the fabric and you're like, I really don't care. But at the end of the day, it's affecting the climate, it's affecting the environment at the end of the day.
Do you think Uganda, compared to other countries, mostly like Western countries, is a good student in terms of sustainability when it comes to fashion? Or are we here a bit late? Or
I think in Uganda, I think from childhood we've already mastered the art of upcycling. That one we have, because you'll find a lot of us that the whatever we use will either go to our little brother, sister, cousin. You'll find like a towel, even though it's not, if when it's done being used, it will turn into a rug until it's threadbare. So I think we are really good with upcycling. Yeah, but I think probably we do not know now what the end result is like in terms of sustainability, what the attention that has been given to that, because now even when we see now with polythene, the way it is thrown around, and you're seeing flooding happening because in the channels the polythene is in the channel, so the water cannot pass through and all that. So plastic bottles. So I think it is something that also probably us as designers we can bring more awareness to that, but also even the government. Yeah. Yeah.
Now I would like us to zoom a bit out from the sustainability aspect and just talk about like how it is to be a fashion designer in Uganda. And I mean, you can talk from the perspective of being one, but also I'm sure you receive a lot of feedback from the people you are receiving here at MoTIV. So maybe you can give us a bit on that. What do you think are the biggest challenges fashion designers face when they want to create and produce?
Of course, money. That's always the biggest. That's always the biggest challenge. Opportunities for people to get grants, to get loans, access to funds. Basically, that's one of usually the.
On that, do you think that it's because they don't have the information or access to the information, or they don't, or they can get the information that there is this opportunity for it? So yeah, about that, do you think that it's about not having access to the information, like there is this opportunity for grants, or it's about they know the opportunity is there, but then they don't know how to seize it and how to make the best out of that opportunity?
I think for me, the way I view it, personally, I think it's both ways. I think sometimes I may not know that the opportunity is there, but also at the same time, there is also staying in a bubble that like you're in your own world, and you don't want to really seek out opportunities. You think that the opportunities will come. Yet the world does not work like that. So I think we can't blame like one side. I think it's both sides, because even as a fashion designer, you have to be aggressive for the opportunities, but also you can't stay, you have also to look out for them. But then a lot of the times, they may not even know where the opportunities are. But I think it's mostly, it's a both way thing, yeah. So it's 50-50, yeah.
Okay. I have two more questions because the roundabout is tending to focus on. We want to focus on the mental health aspect, also, and challenges that artists face.
Yes.
So can you tell us about that? I'm never sure like how to, if we are talking about you as a fashion designer or you as the working at MoTIV, but I think you can give us both perspective. Do you think fashion designers face similar mental health issues? Do they need a certain particular kind of help? Do you think it would be nice for artists and fashion designers to have access to therapy or counseling? Or
I think that's a very good question, and I think it's very, very important for us to take care of our mental health. I'll give you an example. For me personally, when I came back to Uganda in 2018, I went through such a very depressive state because it had dawned on me that the Ugandan market will never fully understand what I'm doing. But then also At the same time, I was like, okay, they may fully understand, but will I make the money? You see. And then there are times, I think, when when you've been abroad, you've seen what you're capable of. You see the potential that you have, but when you come back home, you cannot do what you're capable of because you may not get something to eat at the end of the day. So you're battling, like, do I stay? Do I have to sell my soul, or do I stay true to myself? And selling your soul is now trying to do things that please the other people, which may actually have an effect on your mental health. Because now you're trying to do stuff to please people, because at the end of the day, you want to be paid, you want to have to earn a living. So I think we need to have safe spaces where actually we can come and discuss such things, because very many of us go through, there's a time when, like, your orders, the first orders, like the first collection may be successful, and the next one is, you may never make a sale, or it's the opposite, and the first collection probably never makes a sale, but then you do, and then it kind of puts you in this space whereby you're not so sure, okay, do I go on? But then you're very talented, you know that, but the way the reception that people have had of you, you're not so sure that am I what I think I am, or something like that. So I think mental health is very important, because I think even the space that we are in, the country that we are in, I think given that right now the arts they have started to be respected, but still they have not been fully embraced. So I think it also takes a toll on people's mental health, because they really want to do something that they love, but they're not able to do it because they have to survive. So you'll find, like, quite a number of fashion designers or what may have 9 to 5 jobs so that they can be able to earn that living. And then they can work on their passion projects later on, but they may not, but they may not have enough time and even the passion to even work on their passion projects, which is also something that, so I think even now for me, working at MoTIV even kind of puts me at a good balance, because I'm able to do what I love, but also, support even other designers, because I think that's what we are supposed to do at the end of the day, leave the world better for the next person. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your perspective. And one last thing, do you or are you aware of your rights? Do you feel like you're aware of your rights as a fashion designer? Do you feel like you know how to protect your work? Do you feel like you know how to contract someone or to be contracted by someone?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're aware of this, or do you feel also like the other designers you are having, for example, coming at MoTIV, are aware of all of this, or do you think there will be a need for more awareness about legal
I think
framework for fashion designers in Uganda?
For me, I think we are not fully aware. Personally, I'd say that I'm like 25% or 30% fully aware of what of and I may be on the higher bit, whereby no, probably my intellectual property rights, my copyright rights, but very many designers do not know that, and I think it's very important to have that conversation. Even taxation, legal, most of us don't know that. Yeah, so I think it's very, very important for us to have that and have that conversation around that, but also that sensitization even with the other designers about that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
On my
Julie.
side, that was all.
Yes.
I don't know if maybe if you want to add something.
Probably just a quote.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, my favorite quote, I read it in a book. I don't know who the lady is, but in the book it said it was by Hafiz. I tried looking for it on when she said it, but I've never found where she said it. But she said that wherever you've dreamed of going, I have left firewood for when you arrive. So I think even as fashion designers, as artists, as basically anyone else, I think wherever you go, you have to leave firewood for the next person. So they do not have to look for the firewood. They will find the firewood and just light it up. So even I think we need to just stop the gatekeeping, everything, the ego, and just always support the next generation, because the thing is that the world is big enough for all of us. Yeah.
And I think, with all the discussions we've been having since yesterday, the beginning of the event,
Yes.
we feel so much that also what is very important is also that spirit of community. And
Yes.
support from
Yeah.
fellow,
True.
in that case, fellow fashion designers,
Yeah.
but in general, the artist community. And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
in mental health.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Actually, sometimes you may think that you're going through something alone and someone has
Exactly.
gone through even worse and they're able to even guide you.
Sharing.
Yes. Yeah, sharing is always important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Samantha.
Thank you too. Thank you.